Alors, bonjour, bonsoir à tous, j'espère que vous allez bien. C'est lundi, so it's Monday, so today we'll do the things mostly in English, so I will speak French, of course, during the exercises, but the idea is to try to explain the things in English. If it is needed, we will see. So let me take the time to say hello to everybody. Evelyne est avec nous, Yossi, bonjour, bonsoir. Omar est là, Luciana, bonjour, Gordon est là aussi. Dark Tainer is with us, est avec nous, bonsoir. Victoria Possé, Luciana est là. Cosmina est avec nous aussi. Molly est là. Yann Arte aussi. L'ange Gabriel qui est là pour nous protéger. Il est où? Il dort. Non, j'étais un peu en retard. I was a bit late today. I'm sorry about that. Molly est là. Alokaisa est là aussi. Cassandra. Yulia est avec nous. Chrismo est là. Vouslat. Tachi. Ali. Ayoub. Merkoyalman. Chrismo, j'ai dit déjà. Bon, on peut commencer. Ravija. Bonjour. Et Eyman. Olga Ruiz qui est là. Eh bien, écoutez, ça fait plaisir. Ça fait très plaisir de vous retrouver et j'en ai bien besoin aujourd'hui. Allez, on y va. Allez, so don't forget to click on the like. Remember that it's something that you want to do. If you really want to please me, cheer me because I really need that today. Meral, bonjour. The Eka, bonjour aussi. Allez, on y va. Vous pouvez rejoindre, bien sûr, la communauté aussi. You can join the community if you want. Rapofit, bonjour d'Australie. Coucou. Allez, on y va. La question du jour. So the question of the day. Remember that well, every time I try to ask you a question, pour vous, le lundi veut dire. For you, Monday means something. What does it mean? Écrivez en français, s'il vous plaît. Ice Cubes nous rejoint. Bonjour, bonsoir Ice Cubes. Bambi est là aussi. Bambi. Sherilyn est là. Pretty Carrie est là aussi. Vous êtes contente d'être ici. Et moi aussi, je suis content d'être avec vous. Allez, s'il vous plaît. So write me the thing. Pour vous, le lundi veut dire... So, of course, you will have to transpose and you will have to say pour moi. Allez-y. Alors, c'est Gordon qui commence. Gordon is the first one and Gordon is telling us, pour moi, le lundi veut dire un autre jour à la maison. Eh oui, c'est beaucoup de personnes comme ça. Yossi qui dit, pour moi, le lundi veut dire en forme. Yossi est en forme. Bah, il est vacciné, c'est un homme vacciné, tout peut lui arriver maintenant, pas de problème. Luciana qui nous dit que pour elle, le vendredi, c'est la joie. Dark Tainer, pour Dark Tainer, le vendredi, c'est le travail. Victoria qui dit bonjour à Fiona. Barty qui nous dit bonjour Barty. Chrismo, pour Chrismo, le lundi veut dire le pain au raisin. Oh, ça c'est bon, ça c'est très bon. Yulia qui est une grande philosophe qui dit pour moi le lundi veut dire que le dimanche est fini. Yann Arte qui dit pour moi le lundi veut dire triste ou tristesse. On va faire un club Yann, moi c'est pareil. Ravidja en tout cas ce lundi. Ravidja pour moi le lundi veut dire retourner à la vie normale. Je deviens folle pendant le week-end. Ok. Bickert pour moi le lundi veut dire un nouveau commencement. Ça, oui, idéalement, ce serait ça, finalement. Ice Cubes qui nous dit que pour elle, le lundi, c'est un jour normal. C'est un jour normal. Luciana, pour moi, le lundi veut dire joie. Barty qui dit, pour moi, le lundi veut dire travailler dur. Connie Watts, bonjour, bonjour Connie Watts, you can join the lesson. Try to continue the sentence like the others. Alors, let's check. Vous, là, pour moi, le lundi veut dire un jour ordinaire comme les autres. Fiona Adams, tuer le bleu. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire, Fiona? Alors, tuer le bleu, mais qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Est-ce que c'est le blues? Ah, peut-être. Victoria Possé, pour moi, le lundi, c'est comme un recommencement ou c'est comme recommencer, très bien écrit. Omar, le lundi est le premier jour du travail si on n'a pas de vacances. C'est vrai, grand philosophe Omar. Molly, pour moi, le lundi veut dire fatigant. Sherilyn qui dit, pour moi, le lundi veut dire regarder Taskmaster, un jeu télévisé britannique pendant le dîner. D'accord, je ne connais pas ce jeu. Ali, pour moi, le lundi, c'est rester à la maison. L'ange Gabriel, et on a besoin d'un ange aujourd'hui. Lundi, c'est le jour de stress parce que j'aime bien le week-end. Ah, mais les anges ne sont jamais stressés normalement. Avec les petites ailes, comme ça, ils volent très délicatement. Alors, CJ, what is il faut in French? One has to. Chris Mo, oui, je sais, prof, c'est le meilleur. Mercurial-Man, un autre jour au paradis. Ah ben alors là, Mercurial, moi je vais partir habiter à côté de chez vous si c'est le paradis. Tachi, le lundi veut dire pour apprendre le français plus fort. Gilvana, qui est brésilienne. Bonjour Gilvana, ça va très bien. Participer au cours. Cassandra, pour moi le lundi et que je vais faire un plan de travail pour une nouvelle semaine. Ah, Cassandra fait des plans de travail, ça c'est bien. Ça, c'est bien, je n'ai jamais réussi. Olga, pour moi, le lundi, c'est le commencement de la semaine. Cosmina Bellou, pour moi, le lundi ne dit rien. C'est un jour normal, qui peut être meilleur ou pire que les autres jours. Pour moi, c'est pire aujourd'hui. Elle continue. Si c'est meilleur, c'est très bien. Si c'est pire, c'est clair que le pire disparaîtra et le soleil va rire à nouveau. Oui, bien sûr, hein, comme on avait dit une fois à Daria, après la pluie vient le beau temps, mais des fois on n'est pas bien sous la pluie. Apophite pour moi le lundi, je dois travailler, et noir sur lundi. Alors là j'ai pas très bien compris, Apophite, excusez-moi. Allez, l'exercice habituel, so the traditional exercise that we have at this level, how would you translate? Allez, how would you translate? First thing, we do sport every Monday. We do sport every Monday, so how could you translate that into French? And obviously, I will be quite flexible, so try your best to translate that into French. Merci. Alors, allô Kaïsa qui nous rejoint, bonjour, bonjour, avec une musique très 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 solennelle. Alors je regarde ce que vous écrivez, pour l'instant c'est oui, c'est très très bien. Alors nous sommes d'accord que quand il y a le oui, hein, en anglais, on accepte les deux, c'est-à-dire que j'aimerais bien avoir le nous parce que ça vous fait travailler pour la conjugaison. So when we have the we form, in fact, in most of the cases, I think it would be better to go for the nous form because it pushes you a bit to try to work on the conjugation because it's a bit more complex in most of the cases than the on form. But in fact, it's true that you can go for on if you want. Huh? Remember that it's really less formal, so be careful when to use it or not, d'accord? Normally, you should go for the nous first, and then if you feel that it's possible, it's totally acceptable to go for the less formal form, you go for the on. So we do sport every Monday. So the first difficulty was the verb faire. And that's the reason why I wanted to check if you can conjugate it in the nous form. So, nous faisons, on écrit F, so you write it F-A-I-S-O-N-S. Nous faisons. And after that, it will be, well, the singular form. Du sport. Remember that du is in fact the result of the preposition de combined with the article le. De plus le will become du. And after that, remember that in French, we will go for this plural form tous les lundis. Tous les lundis. And because we put the plural form, in fact, we need to put the S in the end of lundi. D'accord? So, nous faisons du sport tous les lundis. Je dis bravo. In most of the cases, it was quite okay. If you want to go for the on, obviously it will be on fait, F-A-I-T, du sport tous les lundis. Chaque lundi, Allo Kaisa has been offering chaque lundi, Meral tout. Chaque lundi could work. Most of the cases, people will go for the tous les lundis, and don't forget the S in the end. Allez, numéro 2. Numéro 2, on y va. Et voilà, I don't want to see her anymore. Alors, Corazon nous rejoint. Hi, Corazon, you can join the lesson. The exercise now is to try to translate the sentence that you see in English on your screen. Try to translate that into French. And obviously, you've got some flexibility, so I will see what you offer, and I will give you my version. But of course, I mean, there are many options. So let's look. Sherilyn is the first one to write, as usual, because Sherilyn is quite fast. Even if she's really far away, she's so fast, and it's in the middle of the night. So Sherilyn, you need to be... on va vous applaudir, Sherilyn, bravo. Alors, regardez, and especially, we've got exactly the same form. Ici, so in that case, obviously the verb is vouloir. Vouloir, remember, it's a bit tricky when you conjugate it in the first, second, and third person, because the root will change. So, je veux, V-E-U-X. Obviously, in that case, I want it to go not really for the pas, ne pas, but for the not anymore. So remember, not anymore will be constructed in the same way as a negative form. Ne in the first place, then you put your verb, and after that you will finish with plus. Remember, you don't pronounce the S at the end of plus. Hein? Ne, your verb, and plus. So in that situation, the verb was vouloir, veut. Je, subject. Ne, first part of the negative form. Veut, the verb, and then you finish with the plus. D'accord? After that, second verb, voir, obviously, second position, so basically it means that it should be in the infinitive, V-O-I-R. Je ne veux plus voir. And then, as usual, as you know maybe, I want to squeeze a pronoun if it's possible. Remember that in French, the pronouns are always before the verb they are connected to. Je ne veux plus, your pronoun la, because it's the feminine, and you finish with voir. Allez-y, alors attendez. Une seconde. Yossi pose une question. J'ai lu dans le manuel de français que dans faire du sport, du est l'article partitif et pas de. Oui. Alors, si, oui. Bon, ça, c'est une grande discussion, Yossi. C'est-à-dire que la notion de partitif, oui, ça peut être... Disons que si vous dites « je mange du yaourt », so if you say « I eat some yogurt », it makes more sense. When it goes with sport, and especially in that case, it's the singular form, it can be discussed. But anyways, it's up to you whether you consider that it's the preposition de with le, or then if it's in fact a partitive, it's up to you. But it can be discussed in that case. It could be discussed. When you were talking about food and things like that, in fact, it's a bit more obvious. But we can discuss about that if you want, but we need to meet first. Allez, numéro 3. Numéro 3. I like to listen to music to relax. I like to listen to music to relax. How could you translate that into French? Allez-y, merci beaucoup. Alors, c'est intéressant. So, Sherilyn is the first one. After that, Cosmina is right after. And if you look at the thing, it's interesting because basically we will discover what is my version. So, the concept, in fact, whether we go for détendre or then relaxer, reposer, as Ravija has been offering, it's okay. But then remember that in all the cases, we should put the reflexive pronominal form. So it means that we should definitely put the me relaxer. Remember that because it's extremely important. So look at the sentence. Of course, first part, j'aime bien, same thing, we can discuss about that. Vouslat has been putting de bien. We agree, it's extremely flexible. J'aime écouter, j'aime bien écouter. So second verb, écouter, infinitive, this is quite clear. After that, de la musique, because music is feminine, so you will put the article là. De la musique. After that, well, you should put the pour, remember. And now comes the tricky thing, because in fact, the infinitive should be se relaxer. Remember, this is the infinitive of these verbs, these pronominal verbs. Well, normally it's se and then something. But in fact, when you have the subject is je. So obviously you will have to change this pronoun se and you will have to put according to the subject. Subject is je, so it will be me. And still you keep the third verb in the infinitive form. So if you look at the sentence, we've got three verbs. First one, j'aime, the one that is conjugated. Second one, écouter in the infinitive form. And the last one, relaxer infinitive, but we adapt the pronoun according to the subject. D'accord? J'aime écouter de la musique pour me relaxer. Remember that in French, all the words in ic will be written I-Q-U-E. I mean, obviously, we've got one exception, as usually in French. We have one exception, and it's the word public. Public, when we're talking about, in that case, the adjective, the masculine form will be written P-U-B-L-I-C. It's the only one. Numéro 4. Allez, and it's true, everything is somehow connected to reality. We cannot travel at the moment. How could you translate that into French? Allez-y, merci beaucoup. Alors, it is the battle between Sherilyn and Cosmina. We can see that clearly they are clicking probably at the same time. I don't really know. Sherilyn, nous ne pouvons pas voyager en ce moment. Et Cosmina, instead of en ce moment, goes for maintenant, which is totally okay. So I went personally for en ce moment. Maintenant, as Cosmina Ravija has been going for maintenant too, which is totally good, in fact. So let's agree on the fact that first, of course, the verb it's pouvoir. Remember, pouvoir, when you conjugate it for the new form, let's go for new once again, as I explained. It's just because the structure, it's always a bit more tricky. So, nous pouvons. D'accord? We'll put the negative form. Nous ne pouvons pas. Simple, not really tricky, only one verb. So you start with ne, you put your verb, and then you close with pas. After that, you will put the second verb. Second verb is voyager. Voyager should definitely be in the infinitive form because pouvoir is already conjugated. After that, the expression, you will decide whether you go for en ce moment. Dark Tainer, be careful with the à ce moment. We don't really use à ce moment. We go for en ce moment in most of the cases. Ange Gabriel was à bon moment. Not really. Go for en ce moment. Donna Love, pour le moment. I can accept that. Yes. Pour le moment is good. En ce moment is totally okay. And then maintenant, as some of you were offering. D'accord? Nous ne pouvons pas voyager en ce moment. Pour le moment, maintenant, well, you could go for actuellement if you want to. It would be another option. Numéro 5, and then you can see if my hands are clean, and they are. Numéro 5, I took the train to come to your house. How could you say that in French?
I go where I must.
Maybe no voice. Let's go for the music. Alors, Sam Vlog Boulag, it's my first time to watch your channel. I love it. Well, you're welcome, Sams, but you need to participate. It's nice to say that you like it, but you really need to participate. And really, you can make some progress. I mean, look at them. Look at the beautiful work that they're offering. Alors, Sherilyn is the first one alors, attendez, c'est intéressant. Personally, I went for the je. Alors, Sherilyn, j'ai pris le train pour venir chez toi. J'ai pris le train pour venir chez toi. We've got the same thing, Sherilyn. Hein? We've got some transmission things. Alors, Yanarte, Yanarte is a bit delayed. Cosmina, j'ai pris le train pour arriver chez vous. Ouais. Cosmina is a polite person, so she goes for the vous form, which is extremely good. Alors, regardons. First thing is the verb prendre. Remember that in that case, prendre should be definitely in the passé composé form. Passé composé, we will use first avoir as a helping verb, like most of the cases. So, j'ai in the present. Then we will put the past participle. The past participle of prendre is pris. J'ai pris. That's it. You have your past tense of prendre. After that, le train. Not really tricky. Keep in mind that train is masculine, so the article should be le. Then, pour venir, I'm looking at your answers at the same time. In most of the cases, everyone went for venir. Très bien. Fiona went for arriver. Yeah, it's slightly different, but then, well, it could be, I mean, it's the same idea, but it's slightly different. Pour venir, pour arriver, as Fiona said, because I want to please you today. Chez, so remember the chez, it's extremely important because we're talking about the house of somebody. And in most of the cases, when we want to introduce this concept of house, so we will use the preposition chez. Chez moi, chez toi, chez lui, chez elle, chez nous, chez vous, chez eux, chez elle. Alors, donc chez, and then obviously after that you have two options because the you in English could be translated in French with toi if you know the person, chez toi, or then chez vous if you know the person or you don't really know the person and you want to keep that at a formal level. J'ai pris le train pour venir chez toi. J'ai pris le train pour venir chez vous. Allez, on continue. Numéro 6. Numéro 6, Dessarlika. Bonjour, bonjour. Fiona qui dit que je suis très gentil. I try my best. It's not the best day of my life today. Allez, on y va. Allez, attention. We don't want to invite them tomorrow. We don't want to invite them tomorrow. How could you translate that into French? Merci. Alors, Nouha nous rejoint, Hilary Howell nous rejoint. Bonjour, bonjour, participez. We're doing some translation, Nouha and Hilary. Hilary, you must be aware about that. I mean, you know the exercise. Nouha, you look at your screen, you see a sentence in English. Try to translate that into French and we'll see if that's okay. Alors, Berilla nous rejoint. Bonjour, the standard 4-6. Yo peeps. Yo peeps to you. So let's have a look at what you were supposed to write. I can see that Sherilyn was the first one. Nous ne voulons pas les inviter demain. Yeah, I had exactly the same thing. Cosmina wants to go for the more complex structure, which is totally good. Nous ne voulons pas leur transmettre une invitation pour demain. Alors, let's agree on the fact that first, the verb is still vouloir. So I want to work on it because the verb vouloir, usually it's a bit tricky, so it's always good and we use it a lot. So, to conjugate it, nous voulons, one more time. Nous ne voulons pas for the negative form. After that, the verb inviter should be definitely in the infinitive form. But remember that, of course, as usual, I want to squeeze a pronoun before inviter. I repeat it all the time, but the pronouns should be definitely before the verbs. Nous ne voulons pas. Then you squeeze the pronoun, pronom complément d'objet direct, by the way. And then inviter demain. I'm looking at the things that you've been writing. No, it's quite good. Barty, remember that the verb inviter should definitely be in the infinitive form for the others. So Fiona, you started with demain. I mean, if you want. Hein. If you want to start, you can start or finish with it. Nous ne voulons pas les inviter. D'accord. Let's look at the others. No, I think it's quite good. It is really good. Olga, nous ne voulons pas inviter. Alors, be careful, Olga. The pronoun, in that case, it's pronoun complément d'objet direct. If you've got a slight doubt, have a look at one of my videos. I'm explaining the pronouns. Because you've been going for pronouns complément d'objet indirect. They're slightly different, so be careful about that. Have a look at... oui, voilà, numéro 7, like that. Numéro 7, on y va. Try to translate that, merci. Alors, Hapofit, il est minuit en Australie, je dois me coucher, merci, au revoir. Bonne nuit, Hapofit, et faites de beaux rêves, des beaux rêves, faites des beaux rêves, c'est important de rêver. Alors, it is true that on my thing, I can see that you're 114 persons, so it's extremely nice. It is really nice. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I hope you enjoyed the exercises. But still, the only thing that you could do to please me to say thank you, Vincent, you're so nice. And especially, trust me, today I really need that. Support me, like me, love me with... click on the like. Really, I will be so happy. Allez, on y va. Regardons ce que vous proposez. I'm looking at the things. Who was the first one? Not really sure. I see that Cosmina is there. Il était capable de finir ses exercices avant 6 heures de l'après-midi. Ouais, d'accord. Alors bon, let's have a look. Sherilyn was after. Ravija, il a pu finir. Sherilyn, il a pu terminer. D'accord. So in that situation, in most of the cases, we would go for passé composé. Because in fact, it's not really a process. So in English, it's slightly different, and this is the difference of the tenses and the way we use them. In French, for this concept, we would definitely use the passé composé in most of the cases. Of course, if you give the feeling that il pouvait finir, I've got the feeling that the process lasts longer. In the case of Cosmina, she was quite smart because il était capable. In that case, of course, it works. Alors, let's agree on the fact that now we go for pouvoir. Pouvoir, it's to be able, can. So we need to put that in the passé composé. So we will use avoir as a helping verb, and then remember the past participle will be pu. Il a pu. So this is your form of passé composé of pouvoir. Second verb should definitely be in the infinitive, and the verb is finir. Il a pu finir. And after that, we will continue. So, ces exercices, it should definitely be in the plural form. Avant, before. So I'm looking at your answers. Avant, it's extremely difficult to negotiate that because I don't really know what you could put instead of avant. And then, after that, 18 heures, 6 heures de l'après-midi, 6 heures du soir, it can be discussed. It's just the same thing as with the partitive for the sport. You see, so it can be discussed whether it's 6 heures du soir, 6 heures de l'après-midi. It depends where you are. And Ice Cube saying, je ne sais pas pourquoi j'ai fait la négative. C'est pas grave. Numéro 8, I was too fast. Numéro 8, look at that. We went to the beach. We went to the beach. It's a simple one, this one. Be careful, because of course it should be in the past. Alors, I can see that your things are starting to arrive as usual, Sherilyn. Is the first one. Definitely, she's extremely fast and efficient. C'est une formation académique, comme on dit. Alors, so the verb is aller. This is clear. After that, I would like, of course, to go in the past. And in that situation, you're talking about an event. So it should be passé composé. Aller in the passé composé is extremely interesting because aller in the passé composé is using, like for all the other compound tenses, the helping verb être. So it won't use avoir like most of the other verbs, it will go for être. D'accord? So it means that être should be in the present form. Nous sommes. So you've got your first part. Then you will put right after, as usual, the past participle. The past participle of aller is aller, a, l, l, e, accent aigu. But the rule is simple in French for the compound tenses. When you will use être as a helping verb, you will have to put at the end of your past participle aller, whether the mark of the feminine, e, or then the mark of the plural, s, or obviously the mark of the feminine plural, es. So what does it mean? It means that in that case, nous sommes allés, here, I've been putting, in fact, the, basic form. So basic form is the masculine form. Because I guess that men are basic. So, but it's possible, and I've been putting that in red, if we're talking about a group of women and there is no man, in that case, it should be definitely the feminine plural form. You pronounce it the same way, still the E should be here. So remember, nous sommes allés. After that, for the preposition, it's a. Plage is feminine, so it was not a problem. You were quite good. Ravija is asking, nous sommes allés à la plage et aussi à l'imparfait. Yeah, in that case, if it would be in the imparfait form, Ravija, I would definitely go for we were going to the beach for the translation. So it would be slightly different. If you can feel the difference between we went to the beach and then we were going to the beach, well, it's exactly the same difference between nous sommes allés à la plage and nous allions à la plage. Numéro 9, 9, comme disent les cochons. And the question is, do you understand him? Do you understand him? How could you translate that into French? Alors, Cletino da Silva is joining us. Coucou, coucou. You can participate. We're doing some translation right now. Alors, Luciana is totally right, because Luciana is always looking at the things. Right now you are 132 persons, which is extremely nice. I feel extremely flattered. Je suis flatté. 134, c'est incroyable. But then I don't have all the likes that I would like to have. 138! It will never stop. Alors, let's have a look at the sentence. Here, so, as usual, when we go for the you, in English, we'll have the two options, whether we'll go for the vous or then whether we'll go for the tu. Well, in that case, I went for the vous because I think it's a bit more tricky to conjugate the verb. So, vous, and then the verb is comprendre. You conjugate it, so you will get vous comprenez. First thing. And remember, because as usual, I want to put some pronouns. This is probably one of the most difficult things in French, to try to remember where to put the pronouns. So the pronouns, as I usually say, it goes before the verb. So before the verb, so of course we start with the subject. The subject is vous. Then you put the pronoun, complément d'objet direct, le. Okay, and after that you put your verb that of course is conjugated, comprenez. Vous le comprenez. Vous le comprenez, and that's the way it should be done. After that, you can, of course, some of you wanted to go with the est-ce que. Est-ce que, of course, it gives you some kind of flexibility. It's a bit less formal. So, est-ce que vous le comprenez? So it's totally possible. Tashi, I'm looking at the things. Tashi, est-ce que vous comprendrez? Be careful because in that case, Tashi, you go for the future. And here it was just in the present form. Hein? Just in the present form. Donc, comprendre, hein, in the present form, vous comprenez. Allez, let's continue. Numéro 10. Allez, at what time will she arrive? At what time will she arrive? How could you translate that into French? Merci. Alors, let's have a look at your things. Sherilyn is the first one. À quelle heure arrivera-t-elle? Well, we are really connected because we've got exactly the same thing. Cosmina is going for the present. À quelle heure arrive-t-elle? So it's interesting because it's true. Cosmina is totally right. It's possible in quite many cases to use the present when we're talking about the future. Well, it doesn't work for a future that is quite far away from now. D'accord? So in that situation, maybe it will arrive today, maybe it will arrive tomorrow. So by using the present, you give a bit more certainty than by using the future. So in that situation, let's first start with the real future, because in that situation, we would like to use maybe the real future, le futur simple. Futur simple for arriver will be arrivera. So you start with the questions, obviously, à quelle heure? Remember, quelle should be in the feminine form, so Q-U-E-L-L-E, because heure is feminine, à quelle heure? After that, you put your arrivera. This is Nicola. Nicola is calling me. This is not reasonable, Nicola. No, 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 no. He knows that I've got the thing. I guess it's okay, don't worry. So arrivera should be definitely in the future. After that, you will put your L, because we want to ask the question in a polite form and in a normal form. So L should be closing the question. Between the two, just to make sure that the sound is good, we'll add this T, just to be able to pronounce it nicer, because if you don't put it, it should be arrivera L, and it's not beautiful at all. So we put this T just to make it flow in a more easy way. Arrivera-t-elle? As you can see, it's nicer. À quelle heure arrivera-t-elle? Alors, so Hilary went to, restructure the thing. Elle arrivera à quelle heure? So if you keep this order, Hilary, it's totally possible. We agree that in that case, it's a bit less formal, but it's totally correct. Hein? Donc, à quelle heure arrivera-t-elle? Elle arrivera à quelle heure? As Cosmina said, elle arrive à quelle heure? Somebody went for the near future. Elle va arriver à quelle heure? It's totally okay. It's totally possible. À quelle heure va-t-elle arriver? Voilà. Allez, on continue. I will take the liberty to text just to see if Nicola was expressing something. Okay, everything is good, no worries. Nicola just want me to bring something So everything is good. On continue. Rejoignez la communauté. Si vous voulez, vous pouvez cliquer sur Join et m'offrir un café. If you want to buy me a coffee, to offer me a coffee, because I am a big coffee drinker, you just need to click on Join, and it's right below this interesting screen that we have. Allez, what does she do? Please write me a sentence to describe this interesting picture. Merci. Chrismo wants to have some quiz. Personally, Chrismo, I know the answer. I know the answer for Brotodo. Yes, it's a big classic, we agree. Alors, c'est Ravija. Ravija is the first one to say, elle nourrit son chien le matin. C'est magnifique. Molly is telling us, un chien mignon. C'est formidable. Friedrich qui dit, elle est gentille. Ouais, remember, Friedrich, that you should definitely change your adjective gentil, because gentil, the way you wrote it, is the masculine form. Because your subject is feminine. Put double L-E, d'accord? And then you pronounce it obviously slightly differently. Gentille, elle est gentille, d'accord? Ensuite, vous, Slat, elle donne l'eau au chien. Très bien, effectivement. Tashi qui dit, mais elle fait quoi? Elle fait quoi? Be careful, Tashi, you should put T instead of S. Josh, elle nourrit le chien. Josh, remember, chien, you will write it, C-H-I-E-N. Télesta, mais qu'est-ce qu'elle fait? Dark Tainer, elle a donné l'eau à un chien. Hilary, elle nourrit son shadow. Mais c'est pas un shadow. Hilary, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Ça n'est pas un chat, c'est un chien. Les chats, Hilary, font miaou. Les chiens font waf waf. Et là, c'est un waf waf, c'est un chien. Berilla, elle donne de l'eau au chien, très bien. Ange Gabriel, elle donne le repas à ce chien, très bien écrit. Luciana, elle donne l'eau à son chien. Très bien, Victoria Possé, Nicolas va bien, pas de problème. Il va bien. Ah mais Nicolas, il n'y a pas de problème. Il ouvre la porte, il appelle, et c'est normal, c'est un jeune homme. Yossi, elle offre de l'eau à son chien. Victoria Possé, elle donne de la nourriture à son chien. Julia, un peu de café au café pour faire le CN, rien de se lever. J'ai pas compris. Excusez-moi, Yulia, je n'ai pas compris. Cassandra, elle prend soin de son chien en lui donnant de la nourriture. Cassandra, your form donnant should be in the participe présent form. D-O-N-N-A-N-T. Bickert, elle nourrit, attention, son chien. Elle essaye de nourrir son chien. Très bien. Remember, nourrir, no preposition. Nourrir quelqu'un. Bickert, il n'y a pas de préposition. Hein. Nourrir mes enfants, nourrir un chien, etc. Tachi, je vais avoir du vin rouge comme vous. Oui, Tachi. Alors Tachi, il faut prendre votre... bien sûr, c'est un moment de relaxation à consommer avec modération, mais à consommer spécialement pour la production viticole française. Tachi, donc c'était ça. Omar, elle offre du lait à son chat. Omar, ce n'est pas un chat. Le chat fait miaou et ça, c'est un chien. Le chien fait waf, waf. Yulia du café au lait, d'accord. Chrismo, cette femme taquine le chien. Chériline, elle oblige son chien à renifler l'échantillon pour détecter s'il contient du Covid-19. C'est vrai, Chériline. I've been reading that in some airports, they've been using the dogs. Hein, to smell people. Ensuite, elle s'occupe de son chien. Cosmina, elle soigne le petit chien. Bon, alors petit, je ne sais pas ce que vous avez à la maison, espérant que le sortilège se casse et que le chien va redevenir un prince charmant. Ce serait intéressant de just try to imagine le prince quand c'est un dalmatien avec des taches peut-être. Un prince avec des taches. Alors, one more time, I can see that you are 124, which is extremely nice, but still, I really would like to achieve my 100 likes for this video. It's not a lot to ask, I guess. I think that it would be possible to just click, and it would please me and support me so much, especially today. Luciana is offering me a coffee. Merci, Luciana. You know that I need that. Allez, we need to do, of course, a bit of conjugation, the verb of the day. And today the verb is surprendre. Surprendre, it's to surprise. So these are the tenses that normally you should master when you want to reach, well, let's say an advanced level. So talking about B2, and I stand with the B2. I know that Julia considered that passé simple should be C1. I don't agree, it should be B2. So, but in our cases, we will only focus on three tenses, présent, futur simple, and passé composé. So we'll start with the présent, and then, of course, I'm expecting you to give me the three forms je, tu, il, elle of surprendre in the indicatif présent. Please write that. Alors, Cosmina, Desarlica, remember, try to give me the three forms, please, please, please. Ah, il y a dommage que YouTube n'offre l'option for wine. On peut juste offrir du café. Yeah, but it's me, because it's me. I've been doing the things. And I thought it could be somehow, for some cultures, morally, not really accepted. So, I mean, for French people, it would be totally okay, but still, let's respect everybody. Alors, Yossi est le premier. Yossi est très très bon en général. En conjugaison, donc je surprends, tu surprends, il, elle surprend. The important thing in that case is to remember that first, you will pronounce them exactly the same way. Surprend, surprend, surprend. But you will have to write them differently. The second thing that you need to remember is that je and tu will be written exactly the same way, DS. Okay? Je surprends, tu surprends, il, elle surprend. Julia, son fixe, un problème technique, offre le champagne. Hein? Ah, je n'ai pas compris. C'est pas clair, Julia, aujourd'hui. Allez, s'il vous plaît. Nous, vous, il, elle. Alors, c'est Victoria Possé qui est la première. Je dis bravo, bravo Victoria. J'espère qu'avec la neige, ça va mieux, que les températures sont plus agréables. So Victoria is the first one, and well, I'm looking at the things that you are writing. Julia, be careful because it's not prendre, but it's surprendre. If that's possible, let's respect the idea of the exercise. So, surprendre, nous surprenons, vous surprenez, ils, elles surprennent. The tricky thing in that case, and I will try to make it quite clear for you, if I can click on it, wait. Look, this is really important because as you can see for nous, you will have one N. Vous, only one N. But then for il, elle, you will have two N's. So it does mean that it will impact the pronunciation of the E that's coming right before, and I will put that, allez, let's be crazy, in yellow. Boom! So it means that this will in fact be pronounced like eh. So, ils surprennent, ils surprennent, elles surprennent. D'accord? Nous surprenons, normal. Vous surprenez, normal. Ils surprennent, elles surprennent. Allez, let's continue. Futur simple, let's try to go faster, maybe. Nous, je, tu, il, and elle. Please click on like, please. Let's try to reach this 100. I would be so relieved. Merci. Alors, I'm looking at the persons who are brave enough to not wait for the slide, to start to write their things, and it's really good. Cosmina is the first one. Non, Chériline, non, Yossi est le premier, Chériline ensuite, et Cosmina après. So the question in that case is, how do we get our root? So the root of surprendre, in fact, you will just have to remove the final from the infinitive. Then you will get your root, and your root in fact will be, I will put that, because each time I'm touching at the slides after that it's quite tricky to change them, but it's okay. Look, it's in yellow. I hope you can see it. So this is the root. The root will be surprendre, and no E in the end. And after that, you will just basically add your endings. So the ending for je, as you can see, I will put that in red. It will be AI. After that, for tu, it will be AS. For il, elle, it will be A. Je surprendrai. Tu surprendras. Il surprendra. Elle surprendra. D'accord? So that's the way it will work. So the root, and this is the important thing, because after we'll go for nous, vous, il, elle, will be surprendre. So now you have the tools to give me, obviously, nous, vous, il, and elle in the plural form. Alors, je regarde et cette fois-ci c'est Chériline. Chériline est la meilleure. Je dis bravo, bravo. So we agree that in that case, we keep again one more time the same root, surprendre. After that, we will add the endings. The endings for nous is ONS. Nous surprendrons. The ending for vous is EZ. Vous surprendrez. The ending for il, elle will be ONT. And it will be ils, elles surprendront. Nous surprendrons. Vous surprendrez. Ils surprendront. Elles surprendront. Allez, let's finish with the passé composé. Passé composé, remember, it's a compound tense. Passé composé, je, tu, il, elle, allez-y. Allez, ok, on accélère la cadence, so let's go faster. Sherilyn was the first one, Cosmina, pardon. Juste après, très bien. So we agree that in that case, yes, it's a compound tense. As I explained previously, it means that we'll use a helping verb. In that case, surprendre is like most of the verb. It will go for avoir. J'ai in the present. Then we'll have the past participle surpris. J'ai surpris. The past participle will stay there all the time. So basically, you just need to conjugate the verb avoir in the present. J'ai, tu as, il, elle, a. And then you squeeze surpris right after. J'ai surpris, tu as surpris, il, elle, a surpris. Allez, let's finish with nous, vous, il, and elle. Allez, nous, so basically it will be the same concept, we just need to conjugate in fact the verb avoir for all the persons, so in the present, so nous avons, vous avez, ils, elles ont. Nous avons surpris, we put the past participle, vous avez surpris, ils ont surpris, elles ont surpris. That's just a simple way that we will, in fact, conjugate this passé composé. Passé composé, in fact, it's not really tricky. People tend to think that it's difficult, but you just need to remember by heart, in fact, the tricky past participles. This is the way. I will start to dance. Or then I will start to cry, as I usually say. If we don't reach 100 likes, which would be not really nice, let's agree on that. I'm working a lot to make these lives, so please be nice. Click on the like to please me, and it's your way to say thank you. Merci. Allez, on y va. The picture of the day, as usual, I would like you to write a sentence to describe or then comment this photo. Allez-y. Alors, Vouslat est la première à nous dire « Elle peint un tableau ». It's really nice, c'est très bien écrit. Kirill, elle dessine. Mercurial qui dit « Tant pis ». Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire, Mercurial? I really like this style of humor. I don't get it, but it's nice. Kang, une fille blonde dessine un beau chien. Luciana Moribel est inspirée par le bâtiment de l'église ou d'église. Très bien. Souvenez-vous, par. Nora, elle peint très bien. Fiona Adams, elle dessine une belle image sur un animal. Are you sure? Are you sure, Fiona? I thought she was drawing the church, but maybe it's too small for you. Hilary, une femme peint le bâtiment devant elle. Cassandra, elle dessine un bâtiment. Bickert, une jeune femme dessine sur le panneau ou le tableau, peut-être en regardant un objet dans la rue. Oui. Ange, elle peint... n'importe quoi. Mais attendez, Ange Gabriel, it's just the beginning. Just wait for the drawing to take shape and take life. Berilla 71, la femme est en train de peindre un bâtiment. Olga Roulis qui nous dit, elle peint un objet. Tachi qui nous dit, elle peint à plaque. Ah, sur une plaque, vous voulez dire ? Omar, une peintre, cherche l'inspiration. Connie Watts, elle peint très bien, Connie. Yossi, elle s'est installée dans la rue et essaye de peindre le monument. Ouais, essayer de faire quelque chose. Yossi. Essayer de parler, essayer de danser, essayer de peindre. Victoria Possé, elle dessine un bâtiment. Peut-être. Ah, c'est pas très clair. Hein. C'est pas très clair. Fiona pensait que c'était un animal. Et on pourrait imaginer un animal. Fiona was right. In fact, it looks a bit like an animal. A big animal with small legs. Maybe it's possible. Chris Mo, elle choisit ou elle trace. D'accord. Nora, elle peint un cheval. You see, Nora is exactly like Fiona. And now I start to see it. Yeah, it looks like a horse. On dirait un cheval. Ou alors une vache, peut-être. Yann Arte, elle dessine nue. Non, elle n'est pas nue, monsieur. This is in your dream, it's another thing. Chris Mo, c'est pas idéal, d'accord. Molly, 2. Oh, yes. Please, no, 3 for me. 3 for me. So please, 3 more likes and then we'll have... You know, this 100 likes. I will be so pleased. Sherilyn, comme dans un film Midnight in Paris. Il était bon ce film. La femme a été transportée dans une époque antérieure où les caméras n'existent pas encore. Donc, elle peint pour capturer des preuves de ce qu'elle voit. Oui, dans Midnight in Paris, the place is near the Panthéon where you've got the car is going. But if you didn't watch this Midnight in Paris, it's really a nice movie. And it's quite light, it's not... Desarlika, elle peint un tableau comme une professionnelle. Cosmina qui nous dit la jeune femme essaye de peindre, mais elle a du mal à introduire un aussi grand bâtiment dans une si petite feuille de papier. Ah bah oui, c'est toute la notion de proportion, hein, c'est difficile. Très bien, Cosmina Peindre qui a corrigé, merci. Two more likes. I am begging you, please click on the like button just to forget this 100 limit that I have, because it's a bit annoying. I've got only 99 in my screen. I hope that it will be 100. Please, be nice, click on like. Merci, finalement, nous avons réussi. So finally we made it. Yeah! Allez, the number of the day, you know how it goes. The numbers of the day, in fact, it's quite simple. It is quite simple, I mean the concept. So I will read some numbers and you just need to write them. D'accord? So we'll start with 2 digits. The first one, I will read it only twice, so you need to be careful. Be careful. 31. 31. Allez-y. Alors, 31, so far, so good. So in that case, no problem. It was 30, 30, and then 1, 30 et 1, 31. Second one, remember, we'll have 3 digits in that case. Same thing here. I will just read it twice. 902. 902. Write the number. Alors, je dis bravo, bravo, bravo. No, it's really good. So far, so good. No mistakes. Prasad was a bit generous because you've been adding 2 more zeros, which is not really reasonable, but still, you had the concept. So, 902, remember 900, 900. And then after that, you just need to put 2, 900. Allez, let's continue. In that case, as you can see, we'll have, in fact, 4 digits. So let's go for it. 4652. 4652. Alors, je regarde, et donc là, jusqu'à maintenant, pas de problème. It seems that it was in fact quite clear. So, 1000, 1000, 4000, 4000, 100, 100, 600, 600, 4600, and then 52, 52. 4652. Let's be brave because now we'll have 5 digits. 5 digits, so let's go for it. Attention, attention. 87 672. 87 672. Alors, Dundop is joining us. Bonjour, bonjour, Dundop. You're welcome. We're doing an exercise based on the numbers and it's a bit tricky. Try to join. Alors, 87 672. Hello, Kaisa, you were extremely close. I mean, the only thing was the first one. You went for 47. Hello, Kaisa, but it was 87. It's a common mistake. Don't worry, you will correct that. We just need to work on that. As you can see, the others, it was quite good. Bikert, you were a bit too too generous, and it's always a quality to be generous, but not for the exercises. Pour les exercices, because c'est bien d'être généreux, mais pas trop généreux. Et là, vous étiez dans 97, mais c'était 87. So remember that in that case, it should be 87, 87, and not 97, 97. The other tricky thing is to, well, yeah, as Alokaisa had the same mistake as Olga Ruiz, to remember, it's a common one, it's not a problem, you will work on that, so don't worry. 47 and 87, okay? Remember, 47, 47, 87, 87. So in that case, it was 87. D'accord? Bigert qui dit oh c'est pas grave. Allez, let's be crazy because now it's the last one. And this one is specially done. We all know that for Monsieur Yossi, because Monsieur Yossi wanted to have the 3 digits things, and well, I did that only for him. Allez, Monsieur Yossi, I hope you're still here. On y va. 923 045. 923 045. Allez-y. Alors, I'm pleased because Yossi was the first one to answer, and it's properly written. Bravo, bravo. Cosmina is right after. Ice Cube, who became a specialist in the numbers now. It's just a formality for her. Vousla, je dis bravo. So, in that case, so 923, and at 1000. And after that, the tricky thing was maybe the 45, because I didn't put anything for the 100, so 45, 045. 923 045. Allez, let's continue a bit because I want to be with you. And if you've got something to do, well, you can go. But then we'll do maybe 1 or 2 more. So translate the verbs. I mean, it's a classic, especially for this level. We try to see few verbs that are extremely common. So normally you should know them by heart. So let's see. The first one is to leave. How could you translate that into French? Alors, in that case, in most of the cases, I mean, we would go for partir. Hilary is going for quitter. It depends. I would like to Hilary, it would be nice to give me a context for the quitter verb. Well, let's agree that in most of the cases, d'accord, it would be partir. Remember, don't dupe, you don't put any preposition. It's not à partir, it's just partir, the verb partir. Crismo is going for sortir. Oui, same thing, it's according to the context. Let's agree, Crismo, and then it was the same for Hilary, that it depends on the context, but it's always difficult to give, in some cases, a straight translation. So the first translation would be, in most of the cases, partir. And after that, it depends on the context. Yossi is going for laisser. Same thing, Yossi. It's according to the context. It could be possible in some situations. Laisser quelque chose dans la rue. It's to leave something in the street. It would be possible. But it's not the first one. Let's agree on that. Alors voilà, donc partir, quitter, laisser, d'accord? But let's agree that we would put partir in the first position and after that have other options according to the context. Numéro 2, eh bien c'est to become. To become, comment est-ce que vous pouvez traduire? How could you translate that into French? Alors, oui, in most of the cases, I mean, you're totally correct. I mean, it's good. The verb is devenir, devenir. Alors, be careful, Chrismo, it's not really devoir, but it's more devenir. As you can see, like in English, come and become. In French, it will be venir is to come, and after that, you just need to put a prefix, devenir. Devenir will be to become. The good thing is that you will conjugate it exactly the same way as you conjugate venir. So it means that first, I mean, all the tricky forms that you can have are exactly the same. And then the second thing, well, of course, because venir is using être as a helping verb in the compound tenses, it will be exactly the same thing for devenir. Je suis venu, je suis devenu. D'accord? So it's always interesting and practical to know them. Yossi is giving some options from Word Reference, which is such a great dictionary. Numéro 3, to forget. To forget, allez-y. Alors, remember that, yes, it's a regular verb from the first group, so it's oublier. Oublier, so don't forget to put er in the end. Funny verb when you conjugate it because it goes like j'oublie, tu oublies, il, elle oublie, d'accord? Donc, oublier, c'était le verbe. Luciana, vous aimez la lettre à Élise. Ok, I will put it again just for you, Luciana. Numéro 4, allez, to watch. On y va, and this is for Luciana. Alors, in most of the cases, well, I mean, we can discuss about that, of course, but let's go with regarder first, d'accord? Of course, it can be discussed because in some cases we go with voir, even if voir normally doesn't have the same intensity as regarder. Regarder, you really put your concentration into looking at something. Voir, it's just, to see something. So it's slightly different. But we agree that in some situation we can use voir when we're talking about a movie. So it can be discussed. But then let's agree that number one should be regarder, and then I could agree on voir in some cases. Allez, let's finish with numéro 5. Numéro 5, I need to take this one, should be okay. Alors oui, the verb that we're looking for is prendre. Prendre, well, it's a common one, but really we use it a lot. We use it a lot. Remember that it's a bit tricky, as we saw for the conjugation, especially in the present form. Je prends, tu prends, il prend. Phonetically, it's simple, but then it's DS. DS, D. Nous prenons, one N. Vous prenez, one N. Ils, elles prennent, 2N. So it's one of these verbs that has in fact 3 stems when it comes to the conjugation of the present form. Gordon is saying, mais je suis très fatigué. And that's normal, Gordon, because you know what? It is the end of the lesson. It is the end of the lesson. Merci beaucoup. It was really, really nice. Trust me, today was probably, before the lesson, one of the worst day of my life. But then being with you just changed totally the thing. So it was really great. See you tomorrow. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir et à bientôt.
Sä istut yksin parvekkeen kaiteella. Alla maailma ja ne tahdo palata. Suurin ongelma on, ettei ole ongelmaa. Tarpeeksi soha, jokalleen sinut musertaa. Sen reunan ja asetut roikkumaan niin. Et ainoa mitä tehdä pitää on pitää kiinni. Takaisin sun elämään. Ei sitä ymmärrä, kuinka me turhaan pelätään. Mulla on ratkaisu, en koita ratkaista mitään. Hengitä ulos ja hengitä uudestaan sisään. Sen reunan ja asetut roikkumaan niin. Et ainoa mitä tehdä pitää on pitää kiinni. Pakollista
French, learn today. Learn for free, learn your way. Learn French with Vincent, let's go. The best French teacher on the low. Learn French, learn today. Learn for free, learn your way. Learn French with Vincent, let's go. The best French teacher on the low. Learning French is simple and free. Learn French with Vincent, A to Z. Easy, fun, 1, 2, 3. Subscribe to the channel to support me. Students all around the world learning fast. Young to old, I am the best. Learning French is simple and free. Learn French with Vincent, A to Z. Learn French with Vincent today.